All right, this is the Cosmic Love. I'm just going to read the blog post for Cosmic Love September 2023. Bam. Hi, I'm Eric Leo 108, a sociologist, philosopher, and hip hop artist with schizoaffective disorder. You'll see what this is. I'll explain it in a second. But the intro on the blog post, this post is similar to the last one in that it gives semantics that end up seemingly having a purpose or outcome. To put it succinctly, the basis of all this in theory comes from my book, 108, The Story of Discovering Earth's Consciousness. The book is about how I came to the conclusion that the atmosphere, our planet, and stars are conscious. I talk about my personal life and what led me to think this, along with the evidence as to why this could be true. That the planet, and basically I'm going to be talking about how I think Gaia communicates, which is the planet Earth. Gaia is the ancient Greek goddess of the earth. In the book, I talk about knowing, spelled Knhoeing, which is the educational process and science of understanding how planets, stars, and the atmosphere are conscious. But in my post about sentientism on this blog, or on the blog at ericleo108.com, I take it a step further and assume Gaia's conscious, which forces me to postulate the idea of how could she be communicating. The thought that I have come to at this point is that Gaia can use environmental semantics like outside surroundings or the media in conjunction with telepathic rando nodding and points of realization to highlight cognition that affects behavior. Okay, that's like the theory. I used to have 5 cosmic loves. Emma Watson, Haley Steinfeld, Selena Gomez, Taylor Swift, and Jennifer Lawrence, but I haven't talked about Jen in years because she got married. As you will see, this time around I decided to go fishing for semantics and added a new cosmic love to the top 5. I basically asked for semantics and added Janelle Monáe, and semantics came from her. I'm also getting some semantic coincidences from The Boys, especially La Russell and Snoop Dogg, and a scary warning from Blue that's kind of in theme with Halloween that I've brought up in the past recently, and will finally fully explain here on the Cosmic Love blog in this post where I left off. Last blog, I talked about how Gaia got me an orange taco for my birthday. Alicia Keys ordered carrots in the club while Connor Price made a flute out of carrots video. Then Selena wore orange. Her song reflected mine, and Taco Bell came out with free Taco Tuesday promotions where I got a free orange Doritos Locos taco for my birthday. These coincidences are starting to add up. Again, I don't make up these coincidences. I tell you how they happen and how I see them. I intentionally post about the occurrences as they develop to show you my thought process and how the communication happens. Check the timestamps on the Twitter posts to come. I have 2 questions. Do you think these coincidences are noteworthy and baffling, or do you not see the significance? And what else could be happening if it wasn't the planet communicating through telepathic powers? I couldn't be happier the way this is developing, where I can actually log the account and narrate what is happening to me. This used to be so strong and happen all the time back when I started in 2014. For years, I went without being able to describe or tell anyone about how this happens to me all the time. Although I'm still trying to derive meaning from the occurrences, I think the notion that Gaia is communicating is enough, at least for me, at least for now. Ancient Greek goddess. Before we get into the coincidences, it's worth mentioning Gaia was always an ancient black an ancient black goddess in my mind because that's how she presented herself when I was going through my throes of schizophrenia. How she presented herself would be interactive. Her base form looked like the Oracle from the Matrix, where she was sitting in the kitchen. Then you would go back into her dark living room and she would turn into a smile like the Cheshire Cat in Alice in Wonderland with spider-like appendages. It was terrifying. But there was a room off the kitchen that had beads draped in front of it. And when I opened it, it looked like an atrium with a woman statue cross-legged, almost like the Buddha, but female. And Gaia said this was her true form. I always got this inclination that Gaia is not to be trifled with. She's even more genius and cunning than her beauty, and she's gorgeous. She's a dear friend, an extravagant mother, a heart-throbbing lover. She is to be culminated, not berated, cultivated, not admonished, and someone you definitely don't want to mess with on her bad side. So the main thing, recap and pictures. Also, I wanted to add, I don't trust X, formerly known as Twitter, to be an outlet to chronicle my cosmic love log. It's failing. Therefore, finally, here are the Emma Watson orange poem pictures from the July 2023 main thing log. And then I left the pictures, and I'll explain the pictures real fast. To recap, Emma put out these 4 Instagram stories. There's 4 pictures that Emma posted that I put up on the blog. They were a story of a song about loving you without possession, an orange poem, a video of a mama and baby otter, and a picture of Emma in brown with a horse emoji. The orange poem seems to reflect the poem I made for Emma in April 2023's Sun post, Cosmic Love post. I love otters and have made a series on Facebook before about horses. Although I'm sure it's Gaia, Emma could be doing this semantic communication on purpose to love me without possession. For the full story, read July 2023 is the main thing blog post. It seems the August 2023 orange post could be Gaia's manifestation of the orange poem, which was reflected in my sun poem. September's coincidences. So this is where we get into this month's coincidences. First, I'm going to present the cosmic love coincidences I experienced and talk about in the Be My Dream September 17th, 2023 Sunday update YouTube video to lay the framework. Then I'll tie in the cosmic love communication by Gaia that has come full circle after fishing for her love. First, the smallest occurrence, Rayani, the mastermind group I'm in, is having its first meetup in a couple of weeks. Ryan lives in LA, and I wondered when I wondered where LaRussell lived, who I knew lived in Cali. I can't afford to go, but I thought to look into going to a show at LaRussell's house, or maybe ask him for some help. When I got to his Good Company website, there I saw their family business shirt. On it, it says Coldwater, which is where I live in Michigan. I live in Coldwater, Michigan. I think Gaia is telling me to just work until they come to me. It's worth mentioning Major Lazer has a song with Justin Bieber called Coldwater that came out about a year before I ended up in Coldwater. And then on the blog, I left a picture of the shirt, black shirt with yellow lettering that says this is a family business. It's different. And then one of the logos is Coldwater. I don't know where the logo is coming from. I don't know what that represents, but all I know is it says Coldwater. So this is the Snoop Dogg feature. I'm actually going to play you a little bit of the feature to give context. But the second cosmic love occurrence is a big one and will probably be referenced for years. So I had bought Anno Domini's Rap Royalty 2 package, and it came with a Snoop Dogg verse. The verse is definitely Cosmic Love. If not, Snoop intentionally made me an affordable feature and fed me through a long spoon, which is a lyric from the Cool G Rap verse. More likely, Gaia, or whatever keeps on consistently making these semantics, is communicating through people and is using Snoop Dogg as a vessel. I'm going to divulge slash write and reference Snoop's lyrics and how it relates to my work. Okay, so I'm gonna play it real fast.
What you talking about, dawg? What you mean, little homie? You made a post when you ball. All these niggas up on me. How you keep that baby face sitting? How you keep it so fresh? And how you keep it look like you're vegan? Wish I was like that fresh. Hard times, flat lines, stay in my lane, you see. Boxed in, but I boxed out. Niggas don't wanna box with me. Don't bend the codes, don't break the rules, just stay true to this shit. Stay open with the top open, the cool nut from the city of Oakland.
Okay, so that's his verse. I left the lyrics in the blog. First off, I used to go by Apollo, which I have like 3 albums from, and one of his aliases is E Money. E Money's tagline on the mic is ever fresh. It's one of the things I took from my old Apollo song. You can hear it in my track The Villain and the upcoming Corporate Rule album dropping Friday the 13th in October. And then I think I left the YouTube for the villain there. So in a very real way, Snoop says me by name when he says fresh. The other thing is I do have a baby face. That's the second reference. People always think I'm 15 years younger than I am then, and this is when, if you read the previous July 2022 Smoke Blunt's response treatise post, this would come full circle. Snoop makes reference to my Smoke Blunt song where I rap. It's been like a mirror room mantra with the mental game of rope-a-dope. Try to tell you so you know why it's so grandiose. Snoop saying rope-a-dope is like a callback to the first reference in the Cosmic Love blog in the Smoke Blunts post and the third reference to me in the verse. Snoop could have done this on purpose, although it's likely Cosmic Love, it doesn't have to be. So thanks, Snoop, if you hooked me up. But just like with Emma, which I think it's like Emma loving me without possession, you know, it's probably just such a semantic coincidence that it looks like it was intentional. Okay, so Goosebumps, the third Cosmic Love occurrence I talk about in the Sunday update, also ties into Gaia's semantic communication on the 20th through Janelle Monáe. It's more Halloween themed, meaning it's scary and more like a warning. There's the theme of how they'll, meaning the people of the United States, will basically go after their, meaning Big Oil's children in the Corporate Rule EP because they need to know about their heinous crimes. I have explained this before in the July 16th, 2023, Sunday update. To put it succinctly, and all that's linked in the blog, to put it succinctly, Big Oil created the 6th mass extinction, and I predict, because it's been communicated by Blue, that people will want to come after their children for their heinous crimes of causing the Earth's 6th mass extinction. In the album, I talk about coming after their children, but to make them turn on their parents. I say they'll probably turn on you and leave. But to be clear, I think the rest of the world will want to rape Big Oil's children to death, to put it bluntly. So I saw a Goosebumps commercial on Hulu recently. The episode is about a teacher who lives in a haunted house, becomes possessed by a spirit, and the kids say he's getting revenge for what our parents did to him, which is basically what I'm saying in a smaller context, and it comes out October 13th, Friday, October 13th in October, just like my album. I have linked the trailer, and the trailer is in it. So then we go into fishing. So I have these Twitter posts. One of them is with Haley Steinfeld showing off her butt. And I say, I think I think I lost a cosmic trope piece started by Haley Steinfeld by not being pious enough. There was another like semantic that I forgot to log, but as you will see, it kept on going, so I'm glad I put this out there. And it kind of solidifies it for Gaia to be like, this is a communication. I'm going to keep on building off of this. It kind of makes it official, so it doesn't look like I'm just making these things up. I actually put them out there to log them. There's also another thing I forgot, and the shade gray is coming through semantically, but this is a picture I started with that solitary E. This is the picture that started it with that solitary E and Haley showing off her fine butt. Okay, then I go into how I'm fishing for semantics. Then I go into how I usually have 5 cosmic loves, and I'm gonna add Janelle Monáe, and then yeah, and then on September 10th I went fishing. That Haley Steinfeld post about seeing gray on her fine ass, I left the picture above and I left the link. Basically, it wanted to state the semantics externally and kind of make them official for Gaia to build off. And she didn't disappoint. I told about the cosmic love coincidences about La Russell's Good Company website in Coldwater, the Snoop Dogg verse, the Goosebumps on September 17th, and Goosebumps on September 17th Sunday update. On the 18th, I made these tweets about how I thought Janelle Monáe and she used to be a love, but I wasn't following. So I made a tweet about how Janelle Monáe used to be a cosmic love, but I wasn't following her. Then I finished making the song around Snoop's verse on the 19th. Next, on the 20th, I saw Janelle's Instagram stories. This is where the fishing for response from Gaia comes to fruition. On the 20th, as you can see at the top of the picture, Janelle's Instagram had 3 stories when I started writing this month's post to keep up. Because if I don't keep up with the posts and semantics, I lose them. The first one reminded me of the semantics of my Corporate Rule album I'm dropping on the 13th. So then I give a couple pictures for reference. I give my Corporate Rule album cover, and then I give Janelle Monáe's 3 Instagram stories. The first one looks like my cover. It definitely looked like it before I told him to change it for the sides to be blue. Then she's in blue with and then it comes full circle with her, the age of pleasure. It's like she's a fish. I'll mention this, or she's in the water, and then it's like, bam, there's the butt again with gray, and it says Janelle Monáe Presents on it. So you can see that in the blog. And then, so the first story was a picture that semantically looked like my album. The second is a video of Janelle singing One More Time on stage in blue with a blue hue with a caption of her stepping on their necks. The third story is a video promoting Janelle's Age of Pleasure tour, and this is a picture of a quick clip from the trailer. Basically, she had a trailer that was a video, but I took a quick picture of the video. But there is your literal fish, hence the swimming like a fish, and semantics of Haley's fine ass and gray that I literally named in the tweet. After I asked Gaia for semantics and added Janelle and Janelle as the 5th. So, okay. But there is your literal fish, hence the swimming like fish, and the semantics of Haley's fine ass and gray that I literally named in the tweet after I asked Gaia for semantics and added Janelle as the 5th cosmic love. This post is called Bam because that's what Lady Gaga says when she sees a fine ass, like at a minute and 20 seconds in in her Marry the Night music video. So, Orange Blue. Since around 2014, there's always been this very real communication from blue of orange blue. It's a kind of somber and reflective mood, but it's more used as a question. Orange blue meaning orange you, meaning aren't you? The question assumes it's a confirmed thought that you should be doing, like, aren't you ready to be scared for Halloween? Or aren't you gonna have a pumpkin spice latte? Or aren't you sick of not being able to afford to live? Or aren't you pissed that the right is preventing effective initiatives to combat carbon pollution and global warming? Or aren't you furious that the whole economic system is rigged by the elites? Or aren't you going to fuck them? Or aren't you to the point that you want to rape their children to death? Sorry, that last one is just me for now. So what is my interpretation? So the first Janelle story represents my album. The second picture represents blue saying orange blue. And the last picture is going to fuck them. It's almost like going to screw them, sorry. I should censor myself. It's almost like blue is saying something like, nice album, aren't you going to F them, as Gaia presents. Look, it's Halloween. And the gods can be brutal. And I'm putting this delicately. They're pissed. To put it simply, and when in Rome or the holiday for Halloween, they probably want to be scary, a little scary. So, yeah, that's it. Until next time, that's all I have. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of my family. You're awesome. I love you very much. Happy Halloween. Until next time.